Chapter 40. Evie's 4 Hearts. "Turn around, let me see it twirl," said Evie, as Arabella stood in the middle of the room in her cotillion dress. Arabella spun, and the dress floated gracefully around her ankles. "It's gorgeous!" "You're gorgeous in it," said Evie, and she took a few pins, adjusted the pleats on the neckline, and fluffed the sleeves. The dress was an exact replica of Ariel's dress, a pale lavender color with silver accents, but with a few Evie touches, brocade instead of plain silk, a few more layers of taffeta to accentuate the waist, and lace instead of satin ribbon around the sleeves. Arabella was back to her old fun self now that the Triton had been returned to the museum, and her grandfather had no inkling of the danger she had brought to the kingdom. "What are you wearing to cotillion?" she asked, still admiring herself in the mirror. "I haven't even started on my dress," said Evie. "I haven't had any time for myself. I've had so many orders to fulfill for all the other events coming up first." "How did you learn to sew so well?" asked Arabella, as she removed the garment and changed into her jeans and t-shirt. "Back on the aisle," said Evie, putting Arabella's dress in a garment bag and zipping it up. "I was castle schooled. I spent a lot of time at home, and I had to amuse myself." "The Isle of the Lost must have been good for something, then," said Arabella with a smile. "Yeah, I guess it was," said Evie. "I'm never going back, though." "Of course not," Arabella shuddered. "Who would ever want to go back there?" Evie nodded. The past was past, and it was time to concentrate on what the future would bring. She escorted Evie out of the door just as it opened again. "Hi-ho," said Doug, who'd shown up to take her to dinner. "Hey, Doug." She gave him an affectionate hug. "I'll be ready in a sec. I just have to make a few more adjustments to this dress," she said, taking out the beautiful blue and gold dress that she'd hidden from Arabella. Doug took a seat at her desk and saw all the messy receipts and calculations and dress orders. "Is this how you're keeping track of all your clients?" he asked. Evie glanced over and looked embarrassed. "I've been meaning to get organized. I just haven't had time. Orders keep piling up, and I need all my free time to sew." "Here, let me do it," said Doug, taking his laptop out of his backpack. "I'll make a spreadsheet and keep track of payments." "You will?" she asked. "Yeah, dwarves are really good accountants. We have to be with all the diamonds and jewels in the mine," he explained. "That would be such a great help," she enthused, watching as he began to plug numbers into a column. They worked side by side for a moment, Evie on the dress and Doug filing away all the order slips. When he was done, he showed her the invoicing system he'd set up. "So you just enter the name here, and then the dress here, and the amount here," he explained. "You're a lifesaver," she said. "Oh, and I came up with a name for my label." "Yeah?" "Evie's 4 Hearts. You like it?" she asked. "I got it from Mal's spell. You know, the one that says the power of 4 hearts are better than 1. Doug smiled. "I love it." Evie sat back down at her sewing machine. Doug watched her thread a needle. "Oh, and Evie," he said finally. "Yes?" she asked, the needle in her teeth. "I've been meaning to ask. Will you be my date for cotillion?" he said nervously. "Me?" she said coyly. I don't see any other princesses in the room," he said, "unless you'd rather go with a prince." His shoulders slumped. "Why would I do that when I have you?" Evie said warmly. "Of course I'll be your date. I'm honored. I was wondering when you would ask me, actually." Doug mopped his forehead in relief. "I still can't believe you're real, that we're real. It's like a fairy tale." "Fairy tales come true," said Evie with her sweetest smile. "By the way, where were you guys?" asked Doug. "I was looking all over for you the other day." Evie put away the dress and grabbed her purse. "Oh, let's just say we had a little excitement under the sea. But we've got to hurry. Ben wants us all there in 5 minutes, so I'll tell you all about it at dinner." "Great. Oh, and I wanted to warn you, we're eating with my dad and Uncle Sneezy tonight. I'll try and make sure you're not sitting next to him." "Does he always have a cold?" asked Evie wonderingly. "Allergies," said Doug.